In this video I will explain, using a hypothetical example, why the clearest Wi-Fi channel is rarely the ideal choice for 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi in the home. By clearest channel, I mean a Wi-Fi channel other than 1, 6 or 11, which might appear to many people to be the ideal choice for a Wi-Fi access point. If you are not familiar with the idea behind sticking with channels 1, 6 or 11 for 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi, you can view my previous video on that subject here. This video will not make much sense to you unless you first understand what makes these three channels special. A belief that the clearest channel is the best channel is common, even among people who know a lot about computers and technology. And there is a very good reason for that belief. Imagine three houses. In each house is a Wi-Fi access point, one each, on channels 1, 6 and 11. You live here, in the space between these three houses, and this is your Wi-Fi access point. Inside each house is a person using a laptop to upload and download data at maximum speed 24 hours a day, constantly flooding channels 1, 6 and 11 with signals. You try channels 1, 6 and 11 for your access point and find that you're getting half the speed that you expect. This occurs because, on any of these channels, your Wi-Fi devices would essentially cooperate with one of your neighbours and share the bandwidth on that channel. In a sense, splitting the maximum Wi-Fi speed 50-50. You decide to try what appears to be a clear channel, one on which you detect no other signals. Let's say you choose channel 4. You test your Wi-Fi speed and find that it is twice as fast. This is because your access point and laptop are no longer cooperating with any of your neighbours, and you're now blasting out signals as fast as you can. Great, you think. The clearest channel is the best channel. It's the fastest. You are correct. Depending on how you test it, it is the fastest. In this example, if you were to move your laptop in this direction, toward the access point on channel 11, you will find that your Wi-Fi works well and you continue to get very good speeds, because channel 4 and channel 11 don't interfere with each other. If, however, you move in this direction, toward the space between the access points on channels 1 and 6, you will find that your connection speeds drop drastically. And then your laptop will lose its Wi-Fi connection completely, at a spot where you should, in theory, be well within signal range of your access point. You do actually have a usable signal strength at this spot, but your signals are being distorted, ruined, by interfering signals coming from the houses on channels 1 and 6. You will get very good speeds in areas where your signals are much stronger than the signals of your neighbours using channels which overlap with channel 4. The interference in this extreme scenario will, however, reduce the effective signal range of your access point from this to something that looks more like this. This example might suggest that choosing the clearest channel is a simple trade-off between speed and range. It's not that simple. In the real world, people don't use Wi-Fi to upload and download data at maximum speed 24 hours a day. In the real world, your neighbour's Wi-Fi usage is sporadic, unpredictable, mostly. A slightly more realistic scenario is that your Wi-Fi, when used at this location, would be fast one moment and terrible the next moment. You might see weird, seemingly random disconnections, depending on what your neighbours are using their Wi-Fi for at that moment. If you were to choose channels 1, 6 or 11, your devices would cooperate with one of your neighbours as much as possible, and be immune from interference from the other two. Your Wi-Fi would be slower at moments when one neighbour is using their Wi-Fi intensively, and fast the rest of the time. It would, however, work well everywhere within signal range of your access point. Choosing the clearest channel, other than 1, 6 or 11, is often a choice between getting, consistently, the highest possible speeds at short range, or getting the best possible connection reliability at longer range, where your Wi-Fi signals are weaker. Because walls partially block Wi-Fi signals, long range in this context might mean specific rooms in your home, or your porch or deck, patio or garden. In an apartment building, there may be nowhere apart from right beside your access point that is immune from signal interference coming from neighbouring apartments. The reliable range of your Wi-Fi would be limited not just by signal strength, but by how close the sources of interfering signals are, and by how and when the devices transmitting those signals are used. Going with the clearest channel is also a choice between interfering with your neighbour's reliable Wi-Fi range or not. In practice, if you stick with one of the 3 good channels in a moderately dense urban or suburban area, and most of your neighbours do the same, your Wi-Fi will be slower in the evenings and at weekends, at times when your neighbours are streaming Netflix or whatever. You will, however, have a more consistent, reliable connection at locations around your home where you might have a weaker signal, as will your neighbours. You may find, though, if you test over a period of time, that between these 3 non-overlapping channels, there is a channel where none of your closest neighbours use 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi very intensively. If that's the case, you can generally get good speeds almost all the time, and still get the reliability benefits for you and your neighbours that come with using good channels. That is, so long as you don't have too many neighbours using bad channels. Where you need consistently high speeds at short range, using 5 GHz Wi-Fi is a much better option. The only time when using the clearest 2.4 GHz channel might actually be necessary, or letting your access point do that automatically, is if you live in extremely high-density housing. If every non-overlapping channel is a very bad channel, wrecked by signal interference, because nobody around you is sticking to non-overlapping channels, and is shared by so many nearby networks that the connection is unusably slow at the best of times, then there may be no other viable choice. That circumstance is rare, which is why every Wi-Fi expert on the planet recommends sticking with channels 1, 6 or 11 in the home in most circumstances. I hope this video has been useful. Thank you for watching.